Laudetur Jesus Christus, praised be Jesus Christ. Welcome to this live broadcast of the recitation of the Angelus, coming to you from St. Peter's Square here in the Vatican, 19th June 2022. Pope Francis will soon lead the traditional Marian prayer from the usual window that you can see, those of us who are following us on the screens, the usual window of the Vatican's Apostolic Palace. After the Angelus, the Holy Father will impart his apostolic blessing on all of us, including those of you watching or listening to this broadcast wherever you are. My name is Father Paul Samasumo. Many of you are celebrating today the feast of the solemnity of the most holy body and blood of Christ, Corpus Christi. Happy feast day to you wherever you are. In some countries, it is also Father's Day. To all the fathers out there, happy Father's Day. On behalf of Vatican Media, I would like to acknowledge our partner radio and television stations: Catholic Television, Catholic Faith Network, Shalom World Television Networks, Shalom TV India, EWTN Television, Salt and Light TV, Art Madarshan TV, and listeners of Luminous Radio and Radio Maria England. You can find more information and details of the Angelus of today, 19th June, on our website, vaticannews.va. Various activities happening in the Vatican this week. Among his many appointments this week, Pope Francis met members of the Syrio-Malabar Youth Leaders Conference during their pilgrimage to Rome. Addressing the 75 mostly youth leaders, the Pope encouraged them to follow Jesus and be inspired by the example of Mary, our Mother. The Syrio-Malabar Catholic Church is one of the two Eastern Catholic autonomous churches in India. They are in full communion with the Pope. Apart from Syrio-Malabar, there is also Syrio-Malankara Catholic Church. Saturday, Pope Francis also met members of the Society of St. Paul. They are into media, publications, and communications. The society, that's the Congregation of St. Paul, founded by Blessed James Alberione, have been meeting in Rome for their general chapter, which concludes today, 19th June, in Aricia, somewhere near Rome. After the initial euphoria of technological novelties, we now recognize that it is not enough to be connected or to be on the web. Pope Francis told the Paulines. He said, the world now needs to understand how to communicate effectively and build bridges of encounter. Pope Francis also met yesterday, Saturday, members of the congregation known as Comboni Missionaries and urged them to be united in their service worldwide. Pope Francis told the Combonis that the apostolate would only bear fruit if it is driven by Jesus and by the Holy Spirit. What we do is totally dependent on Christ and the Holy Spirit, the Holy Father said. Right now, those who are watching us on television can see the Holy Father coming up right to the window to begin the Angelus prayer, much to the applause of the many pilgrims here in St. Peter's Square of the Vatican. Dear brothers and sisters, buongiorno and blessed Sunday. Today in Italy and in other countries, the solemnity of the most holy body and blood of Christ is celebrated. Instituted during the Last Supper, the Eucharist was like the destination of a journey which Jesus had prefigured through several signs. Above all, the multiplication of the loaves narrated in the Gospel of today's liturgy. Jesus takes care of the huge crowd that had followed him to listen to his word and to be freed from various ailments. He blesses 5 loaves and 2 fish, breaks them, the disciples distribute them, and they all ate and were satisfied. In the Eucharist, everyone can experience this loving and concrete attention of the Lord. Those who receive the body and blood of Christ with faith not only eat, but are satisfied. To eat and to be satisfied. These are 2 basic necessities that are satisfied in the Eucharist. To eat. They all ate, writes St. Luke. As evening fell, the disciples counseled Jesus to dismiss the crowd so that they can go in search of food. But the teacher wants to provide for that too. He also wants to feed those who had listened to him. The miracle of the loaves and fish does not happen in a spectacular way, but almost secretly, like the wedding at Cana. The bread increases as it passes from hand to hand, and as the crowd eats, they realize that Jesus is taking care of everything. This is the Lord present in the Eucharist. He calls us to be citizens of heaven, but at the same time, He takes into account the journey we have to face here on earth. If I have hardly any bread in my sack, He knows and takes care of it Himself. Sometimes there is the risk of confining the Eucharist to a vague dimension, perhaps bright and perfumed with incense, but rather distant from the straits of everyday life. In reality, the Lord takes care of our needs to heart, beginning with the most basic, and He wants to give an example to His disciples, saying, "You give them something to eat." Those who had listened to Him. We can evaluate our Eucharistic adoration when we take care of our neighbor like Jesus does. There is hunger for food around us, but also for companionship, consolation, friendship, good humor, and attention. There is also a hunger to be evangelized. We find this in the Eucharistic bread, the attention of Christ to our needs, and the invitation to do the same towards those who are beside us. We need to eat and feed others. In addition to eating, however, we cannot forget being satisfied. The crowd is satisfied because of the abundance of food, but also the joy and amazement of having received it from Jesus. We certainly need to nourish ourselves, but also to be satisfied, to know that the nourishment is given to us out of love. In the body and blood of Christ, we find this presence, His life given to each of us. He not only gives us help to go forward, but He gives us Himself. He makes Himself our traveling companion. He enters into our affairs. He visits us when we are lonely, giving us back a sense of enthusiasm. This satisfies us. He gives us that more which everyone is looking for, the presence of the Lord. For in the warmth of His presence, our lives change. Without Him, everything would be truly gray. Adoring the body and blood of Christ, let us ask Him with our hearts, "Lord, give me that daily bread to go forward and satisfy me with your presence." May the Virgin Mary teach us how to adore Jesus Christ, living in the Eucharist, and share Him with our brothers and sisters. The angel of the Lord declared unto Mary,
Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum, benedicta tui mulieribus et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus.
Sancta Maria, Mater Dei, ora pro nobis peccatoribus, nunc et in hora mortis nostre. Amen.
Ecce ancilla Domini.
Fiat mi secundum verbum tuum.
Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum, benedicta tui mulieribus et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus.
Sancta Maria, Mater Dei, ora pro nobis peccatoribus, nunc et in hora mortis nostre. Amen.
Et verbum caro factum est.
Et habitavit in nobis.
Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum, benedicta tui mulieribus et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Iesus.
Sancta Maria, Mater Dei, ora pro nobis peccatoribus, nunc et in hora mortis nostre. Amen.
Ora pro nobis, Santa Dei Genitris.
Uttigni efficiam promissionibus Christi.
Gratiam Tua, in quesumus Domine, mentibus nostris infunde, ut che angelo nunziante, Christi Fili Tui, incarnazione coniovimus, per passione meius et crucem, a resurrezione gloriam perducamur, per Christum Dominum nostrum.
Amen.
Gloria Patri et Filio et Spiritui Sancto.
Sicut erat in principio et nunc et semper, et in saecula saeculorum. Amen.
Gloria Patri et Filio et Spiritui Sancto.
Sicut erat in principio et nunc et semper, et in saecula saeculorum. Amen.
Gloria Patri et Filio et Spiritui Sancto.
Sicut erat in principio et nunc et semper, et in saecula saeculorum. Amen.
Pro fidelibus defuntis, requiem aeternam dona eis Domine.
Et lux perpetua lucia Deis.
Requiescant in pace.
Amen.
Sit nomen Domini benedictum.
Ex hoc nunc et usque in saeculum.
Aiutorium nostrum in nomine Domini.
Qui fecit caelum et terram.
Benedicat vos, omnipotens Deus, Pater, et Filius, et Spiritus Sanctus. Amen.
Amen.
Holy Father, just finishing the recitation of the Angelus and giving us an apostolic blessing. Now the Holy Father greets groups and pilgrims in Italy. Some Dominicans were beatified yesterday. Angel Mariano with his companions from the Dominican order were beatified yesterday. All these were killed in hatred for their faith during the last Great War.
Di adesione a Cristo e il perdono per i loro uccisori ci mostrano la via della santità e ci incoraggiano.
So these Dominican beatified yesterday show us how we can live our faith even in difficult times, and an applause to our new beatified, our new saints beatified yesterday from the Dominican order.
Il grido di dolore di tante persone a cui manca l'assistenza umanitaria di base e che sono costrette a lasciare le loro case perché bruciate.
Speaking also his pain and his closeness to those who are running away from various wars, so that the international community will not forget those who are running away, migrants from, especially those who are running away from violence.
E benedico la comunità birmana in Italia, oggi qui rappresentata.
Holy Father, paying tribute to one of the associations that help those who are running away from violence in the world. Next Wednesday, 22 June, we'll start the World Meeting of Families here in Rome. Thanks to the bishops, the parishes, and all those who work with families in the parishes for the celebration of this World Meeting of Families, and those who will be having various events in various places. And the Holy Father wishing everyone who is in Rome for the World Meeting of Families.
Saluto gli studenti della
Greetings now
Laboratory
to
School.
the various pilgrims who are
Saluto
in
i
the square today.
partecipanti al primo corso di pastorale dell'accoglienza e della cura via Nascente, i fedeli di Gragnano e l'associazione ciclistica Pedale Se Stesse di Sesto San Giovanni.
These are cyclists, a group of cyclists, association.
Martoriato popolo ucraino.
And let us not forget those who are suffering in
Popolo che sta
Ukraine.
soffrendo. Io vorrei
Like
che rimanga in tutti voi una domanda.
to leave you with the
Cosa
question,
faccio io
what
oggi
can I
per il
do?
popolo ucraino?
What am I doing for the people of Ukraine?
Prego,
I pray,
mi do da fare,
I do
cerco
something,
di capire
I try to understand.
cosa faccio io
What
oggi per
am
il
I
popolo
doing
ucraino.
today?
Ognuno si risponda nel proprio
Each one of
cuore.
you ask
E a
yourselves.
tutti auguro una buona domenica. Per
And I
favore,
wish
non
to everyone a
dimenticate di
lovely
pregare
Sunday.
per me.
Please do not forget
Buon
to pray
pranzo
for
e
me.
arrivederci.
Enjoy your lunch and arrivederci. And the crowd, as usual, chanting this traditional "Long live the Holy Father, long live the Pope." Holy Father challenging each one of us to ask ourselves, what are we doing for Ukraine? Am I praying? Am I understanding what is happening? And so forth. And that brings us to the end of the 19 June 2022 Angelus. My name is Father Paul Samasumo. On behalf of Vatican Media, a big thank you to all our partner broadcasting houses, Catholic Television, Catholic Faith Network, Shalom World Television Networks, Shalom TV India, EWTN Television, Salt and Light TV, Atmadashan TV, and listeners of Luminous Radio, as well as Radio Maria England. Laudetur Jesus Christus, praise be Jesus Christ.